I love Excel. My name is Dave Benaim, and I'm going to show you in this video how to make it so if someone tries to type in over a formula, it will give you this. And you can even write your custom error message like this. My name is Dave Benaim, and I love Excel. I have loads of YouTube videos about it and other apps as well. And I even do stand-up comedy about Excel. So if you are interested in that, then in the description, there is a link that will show you when my shows are. All right, so let's look at spreadsheet protection, workbook protection, and my workaround because I think the built-in one is not very good. Let's get started. So if you go to the review tab, you have protect sheet and protect workbook. We'll talk about both. And I have just pre-ticked everything. And look at what's interesting. I've ticked use auto filter and use pivot tables. Press OK. Well, if I go to the data tab, I cannot add a filter. I cannot add a pivot table. I could actually only do those if they were preset. And there's loads of stuff that's grayed out. Checkboxes, ironically, spark lines, all of these things. And it's kind of annoying that Excel doesn't allow you to do most things, whereas most of what you want to do when you lock and protect workbooks and worksheets is just stop people entering in the formula columns. First, I'm going to show you how to lock all formula cells with my workaround, and then we're going to show you the built-in method. So don't worry, you will still get the built-in Microsoft method and also how to protect the entire file and password protect it. So if you want to protect all of the formula cells, which is usually what I want to do, in the Home tab, you can go to Find and Select and choose Formulas. This will select every cell with a formula. Let's make them a color just for now so we can get back to them later on. And note that they aren't necessarily next to each other. Here you've got totals. This is the name of the worksheet that I do derive from the name here. I have another video I show how to do that. And here are some formula columns. So in the data tab, I have this one, data validation. And I can say allow, and I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I'm going to say decimal. I'm going to say equal to, I'm going to say 67.9216439. And then I'm going to press OK, because that means is if someone tries to type in something, it will give me that. If they type in the exact thing, which is kind of like a password, then it'll be a little bit different. So that is pretty much it. And it works a treat as far as I'm concerned. If someone wants to undo it, they go here and they choose clear all. Or if we want to amend it and get our custom error message like I showed you earlier, you can tick on that and press error alert, and then you can hear type you're such a hashtag div o, and then gets better. This is also why I do in my April Fool's video for how to do a practical joke on your work colleague. And then if someone types in over here, it will do that. So some disadvantages, someone could copy and paste. And I hate that you can break data validation by doing this, but you can. Data validation is usually a way to do things like drop-down lists or stop people entering a date before a certain date, etc. But I love it for this feature as well. Also, if you use dynamic array formulas like pivot by, group by in this context, this is pretty cool. This is kind of like a pivot table, but you can do more than with a pivot table. So I have a whole series of videos on these group by things. Here I'm listing out all the movies that are showing at each cinema. And now if someone tries to type in over this cell, they cannot. But if they try and type in over this cell, it actually is allowing them to do them. You will still see the spill range error. This is a feature of dynamic arrays, and it is pretty easy to click on that and select obstructing cells and delete them, and it will come back. But that is a workaround you should be aware of. So I'm going to now do the standard method. For the standard method, what you need to do is first select the cells that people can have access to. It's kind of counterintuitive to me. So click on this, and then I'm going to right click and choose format cells. And then in protection, I'm going to untick locked because I want them to be unlocked. Now that has absolutely zero effect until we do the next step. The next step is in the review tab, go to protect sheet. And then that I've ticked everything, press OK. And now people are able to type over that, but not type over any other cell. They will get that error message. You cannot copy and paste in this regard. So it does protect against that. And if I want to undo it, unprotect sheet. And just to show you, if I untick that one and that one, and people are not even able to select. And if I want a password, I can type in, for example, check, press OK, type it in again, and then on protect, it will ask me immediately for the password like that. I have another video that I'm publishing around the same time as this one for what happens if you forget the password because you haven't got your emergency recover password like you do in a lot of online services, but there is a sneaky workaround to do that. The other thing you can do is protect workbook. Now, there are a few different methods of how you can achieve this. So, for example, protect workbook over here will protect the structure if you do it this way. What that means is that no one is able to add new worksheets or rearrange them. So I'm going to press OK without a password. They can't drag and drop. They can't click on the plus button there until they untick that. Passwording works in the same way. If they were to type in a password, then they'd have to type it in to open it. You can protect a workbook from another place, and that's how you can password protect the whole thing. In File and then Info, over here you can protect workbook, and here you have actually a lot more options. So encrypt with password, this will require someone to enter a password to do it. These two we've already seen, and these ones are slightly more advanced. I don't really ever use them. But encrypt with password for the entire file is something that you might find useful. Again, you have to enter the password. I can write in check 1 and check 1 again. Then press that. Press save. Going to exit out. If I were to try and open this file, it would ask me, and check 1 will open it. If I want to remove that password, I can go to File. This one's a bit counterintuitive, Info, and then go to Protect Workbook and Encrypt with Password. And then here, press backspace, press OK, and now it's taken off. But for me, it's a little bit counterintuitive that you have to do that. All right, so those are the methods of protecting a file in Excel, and I like my find and select formulas and then do certain things. Also, you have find and select and go to specialist. It's a very, very useful tool. You can select all these cells that have constants, that have notes, that have blanks. I use this for lots of advanced features that you can't use in the normal Excel without workarounds. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, then check out my other videos and check out my comedy shows if that is what you enjoy doing. All right, take care. Bye.